Now, considering that you have got this huge amount of data, and since you have been telling us that we need to have a large population, we need to have a representative sample, and we may have a number of touch points that we're actually collecting as a part of the survey. So now, what do we do with this survey? What do we do about it? So Dr. Suvin would like to tell us what exactly you want to do with this, all this data that has come to us now.
Now, with the data that has come to us, analysis is most important, because that's the next step, because you will want to summarize this data and get into a format where you can actually present it to the next level, not only next level, even your level below, the staff as well as the leadership. You want to tell them, okay, these are the findings, this is the analysis, these are the areas that needs to be looked at, some actionable points, some recommendations, some changes. It may be a small change, but that particular data will come out, will give you understanding or give you an eye-opener on what can be done. In fact, these are all actionable points that can be taken up with the use of this data.
Right. Dr. Anna, you want to add on to what you would do next?
So I think I stated that right at the beginning, what we do with data. Data is just the baseline where you start. How you convert it into, information, knowledge, and wisdom, and for whom. Basically, it is for the management. When it comes to our situation that is in hospitals, how can this data actually benefit for them to take an informed decision? Now, when we present the analysis, interpretation, the meaning behind all this, also, it needs to be very clear. 100 questions are asked. We have all faced that, right, from the board. There are even moments where we've been told that, oh, we can't, this survey is null and void because the sample size is not, or the questions, I mean, we have faced all that. That's all learnings for us, which makes it all the more important on how well we do a survey, because the people whom we present to, well, some of them could be not very clear or may not be very literate on that, but some of them would be very, very skeptic and could get back to you on this. So yeah, so that's
I guess that is where you were coming from, about knowing that what exactly is the intent of the survey, because you don't want to reach the end point when you're actually doing analysis and then realizing that you have to go back to the drawing board. And that is why the entire process that we have now been discussing becomes so very important, that every step of that planning and execution will actually decide. Otherwise, it is a go. It's garbage in, garbage out.
Yep.
So you need to be very, very careful about where your starting point is, so you make sure that you make the end very meaningful. Having said that, and after using the various, Dr. Suvin, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, say, once we know our data is transparent, or it can be stretched out to a generalizable population, we can go ahead and do some publishing. Publishing can be just internal publications for our own reporting, website maybe, or if at all we are confident enough that it can stand the scrutiny of peers, we can go ahead and have a scientific paper drawn out of it. If there are actual good recommendations that's coming out of the tool that you have used, it seems to give some different perspective, you can go ahead. In fact, in the hospital, our nursing team has published a couple of very good papers based on surveys. So such aspects can be brought in as a way forward, with the understanding that your survey is now complete. Now, what will you do with it?
Right. So basically, we are saying that whatever is coming out of the surveys, it has to be credible. It has to be acceptable level of scientific rigor should have gone into it, and especially with regard to the response rate, the transparency, as well as it has to be representative, as well as it has to be generalizable. So that is what will allow our data actually to get into a published format.